Okay, I'm going to the young one, and we'll split the apartment. How long are you going to keep spending my money? Yuri said to his unloved wife, but he didn't expect this reaction. Yuri, where are you going? Svetlana peeked out from the kitchen, wiping her hands on a towel and looking at her husband with surprise. Yuri, a 45-year-old man and a manager at a large construction company, decided to act. He packed a suitcase while his wife was busy in the kitchen preparing breakfast for him, and now he stood in the hallway of their large cozy apartment. Svetlana always cooked food in the morning and fed the family. She believed that a proper and hearty breakfast was not only essential for good health, but also the key to a successful day. While the children were young, his wife woke up earlier than everyone else and cooked for the noisy bunch. They had 3 children, so his wife didn't work and focused on raising them. Fortunately, Yuri's income always allowed them to live comfortably without requiring his wife's labor. Yuri was silent. He gazed at Svetlana, with whom he had lived for 25 years, and realized that he was right. He needed to act decisively and immediately. Lately, his wife had changed, becoming dull and unenthusiastic. The fire and playful sparks that used to attract men were gone from her eyes. She no longer appealed to him as a woman. For that, Yuri had Nelia, a young, energetic brunette he met at one of the company's corporate events. She was beautiful and smart, which immediately impressed Yuri, and besides, she was bold and decisive, which also appealed to him. He himself was bold and decisive, which is why he now stood in the hallway with a suitcase. It's time. How much longer can this go on? Why should he live with an unloved woman and spend his hard-earned money on her? The children had grown up and were living independently. Ivan and Petr were already working after obtaining their higher education. Varka, true, was still in her 4th year of study, but he was always ready to help her, so everything was fine with that. But what about his wife? Why should she hang on his neck? Nelia told him the same thing. Hugging him, saying that his wife was just a lazy bum, and they should split the apartment, let her live in a studio apartment, and let her earn a living herself. Yes, Nelia, you're right, there's nothing tying us anymore, so we need to make a decision. Are you going somewhere, Yuri? Svetlana asked him, surprised. And why didn't you warn me? I could have made you some sandwiches to take with you. You can't just rush off hungry like this. Especially since you don't know when you'll get a chance to eat. Are you going on a business trip or something? Listen, why do you always cling to me with your food, huh? Sandwiches, what nonsense. Don't you know that nowadays you can find decent snacks? Breakfast, lunch, and even dinner everywhere you go? Let me open your eyes, you could have done this a long time ago. You're always stuck in your kitchen, as if nothing else exists in life. Yuri was angry with his wife for not being able to get to the point, to proudly and firmly tell her that he was leaving her, that he was going to another woman. Is something wrong? Why are you on edge, Yuri? Svetlana gently and kindly asked. She had long known that her husband had a lover. And she had assumed that someday he would want to leave her. Today was probably that day. But Svetlana was a wise woman. Firstly. And secondly, she knew her husband well. And so? Because I'm leaving myself. Clear? Such life has come for me. Clear. And where to? The wife simply asked, as if he had told her that it was raining outside. To another woman. She's nothing like you, beautiful and smart, and she'll never be like you. Always stuck in the kitchen. She has many other interesting and important things to do. Oh, you managed to find such a woman? Congratulations, Yuri. Yeah, what's so surprising about that? Am I not worthy of such? Yuri couldn't believe how surprisingly smoothly this difficult conversation was going for him. You? You are worthy. You are worthy even more, Yuri. Do you really think so? Yuri asked incredulously. Yes, I do. Who knows you better than me? You work hard. Earn decently. You're smart, and, let's not hide it, handsome. But you understand, I'll have to share this apartment with her. More gently, as if apologizing, Yuri said. I understand, and it will be fair. I fully support you in this desire. Let's split the apartment, everything according to the law, Svetlana said, smiling. Well, thank you, of course, for understanding. Honestly, I thought you'd make a scene. But you took it like a human being. After all, I didn't choose you as my wife for nothing, the man proudly said. Pfft, why would I make a scene? Well, we fell out of love with each other. And what, should we live together for the rest of our lives? Who came up with that? We're not the first ones. Svetlana continued. Well, it's good that you think so. And there's another question. Would you find yourself a job or something? Because I'll stop giving you money. You must understand that by law we'll become strangers. Or will you file for alimony? I'm warning you right away, you'll lose in court. You're a capable, healthy woman, Svetlana. Just spent many years at home. At home? So that's how you see it? And our 3 children have grown up on their own? Well, okay, I won't argue with you. And about finding a job, I'll say this. I won't. I have no reason to look for one. How's that? Why? What are you going to live on? Or do you hope your sons will help you? But they've only just started working. Probably struggling themselves. I'm not going to take money from the children. What are you thinking? Svetlana exclaimed, as if she was genuinely surprised. I have another option. And what's that, may I ask? Are you genuinely interested in my personal life after you leave me? Well, purely out of compassion and concern, I'm asking. After all, we have a lot in common. Children, for example. And I will get married. And my husband will support me, Svetlana stated, waiting for Yuri's reaction. Married? What do you mean, stunned husband? Directly. Soon I'll be a divorced single woman, and therefore I have every right to get married again. And what, are there candidates? Or do you think finding a worthy husband is like going to the store? Especially at your age. Svetlana, Yuri skeptically scrutinized his wife's face and figure. We need to realistically assess your chances. Oh, there won't be any problems with that, don't even doubt it, confidently declared the wife. Where does such confidence come from? Yuri loosened his tie that was choking him. He hadn't noticed how he moved from the hallway to the kitchen, where he mechanically started eating the pancakes his wife had just made. You better apologize to me, Yuri. Let's speak frankly. As they say, honesty for honesty. Well, speak. I've long suspected that you want to leave me, Svetlana poured tea for Yuri, casually adding, just so you know. Yeah? Where did those suspicions come from? The husband was surprised. Let that be my little secret. So, I thought, what awaits me in that case? And I decided to act. Act? Yuri was so surprised, he stopped chewing. Exactly. I signed up on a dating website. And you know what? I was pleasantly surprised by the number of men willing to meet me. Really? You went on such sites. Surprising. Didn't expect such spryness from you, Yuri said somewhat sourly. Well, now we're each on our own. So I decided to start selecting candidates. It's not easy, you understand. And not quick. You can't afford to make a mistake, so the chosen one won't leave for a younger and bolder woman someday. But you already know all that, Svetlana explained. And? Do you have candidates already? Or are you just hoping for now? Oh. There are definitely candidates, and quite a few, Svetlana said softly, yet with a cunning smile. Really? I wonder what could attract them to an aging woman like you. What, are you kidding? A sleuth at my age, like me, is currently the most popular on the site. We are practically flying off the shelves with wise, mature men. What about the young ones? They're flighty, inconsistent. They'll definitely grow horns. They're always drawn somewhere. They always need something else. It's different with us, settled, homely, cozy. We know everything, we can do everything. We understand what a man needs, Svetlana explained confidently. That's just nonsense. Men always lean towards the young ones. Yuri objected. Pulls, I won't argue. But after such young ones, they're drawn to completely different women. And when I wrote that I cook wonderfully and have my own place, independent of anyone, and will share the apartment, you yourself said there was no shortage of interested parties. Yuri remained silent. He pondered what his wife had told him. Somehow, it was unpleasant to realize that things had worked out so well for her after he left. Some feeling stirred in his soul. Jealousy, perhaps? Damn, as if he needed that on top of everything else. So, you're leaving? I think you're already expected, Yuri. It's not nice to keep a girl waiting. And me, you know, it's time for me too. I have an important meeting with the first candidate today. I need to freshen up. He's been inviting me to meet for a while now. So, if you've decided to leave, what am I supposed to do, right? You know what, I just remembered, I have an important meeting with suppliers today. I'll leave the suitcase for now, then I'll come back for it. Tonight or tomorrow. And you don't go anywhere. How agile you are, look at you. It's somehow disrespectful to me. Let's hold off on that. Yuri left for work. All day he was tormented by vague doubts. Was he doing the right thing? Would his children condemn him? Would he bitterly regret what he had done later? The questions tormented him and didn't allow him to understand whether he was right or not. After all, this option was slightly different for Yuri himself. He's going to Nelly, but if something doesn't suit him there, he can always return to Svetlana. And now it turned out that there would be nowhere to return. Svetlana will have another husband. Towards evening, Nelly finally managed to reach him. What's going on? I was waiting for you in the morning with your things. Why didn't you come? I found us an apartment in a very nice area. And we also need to go to the furniture salon. I need you to approve my option for the bedroom set. Yes, and we need to visit the travel agency to pay for the trip to Bali. Remember about Bali, darling? Nelly kept babbling without stopping. Not even listening if Yuri was responding or not. Nelly, hold on a second, he shouted. Yes, she interrupted her verbal flow. What's for dinner tonight? Out of nowhere, he asked. Dinner? Nothing, Nelly was flustered. I'm on a diet, and you need to lose weight, we discussed it. Well, if you want, we can order something from a restaurant. She kept saying something else, but Yuri had already tuned out. He knew that at home awaited him a hearty dinner and a peaceful, leisurely evening. And he really didn't feel like going to Bali. No other man will call his Svetlana his wife. It's not happening. Happening.